Chapter 18: Personal Selling and Sales Management. These questions are the learning objectives guiding the chapter and will be explored in more detail in the following slides. How does personal selling add value? What is the personal selling process? How do technology and the Internet affect personal selling? What are the key functions of a sales manager? Gloria Mayfield Banks, a Harvard MBA, chose to work for Mary Kay because she could start part-time and it offered her flexibility to be with her children. She has earned more than $5 million in commissions as a national sales director for Mary Kay Incorporated. Personal selling is the two-way flow of communication between a buyer and seller that is designed to influence the buyer's purchase decision. Personal selling can take place in various situations: face-to-face, via video teleconferencing, on the telephone, or over the Internet. There are many reasons to choose selling as a career. People love the lifestyle. There is a lot of flexibility and variety. It can be very lucrative, and salespeople are very visible to management, which can lead to promotions. Using personal selling as part of their marketing strategy, firms can customize the message for a specific buyer. Personal selling assists in creating strong supply chain relationships and increases customer loyalty through relationship selling. Additionally, salespeople gather research input from customers, which is crucial to the success of customer relationship management programs. Although selling may appear a rather straightforward process, successful salespeople follow several steps. Depending on the sales situation and the buyer's readiness to purchase, the salesperson may not use every step. The first step in the selling process is to generate a list of potential customers, leads, and assess their potential, qualify them. Salespeople generate leads in a variety of ways: talking to current customers, attending networking events and trade shows, and also using the Internet. Salespeople may use cold calls and telemarketing to generate leads. Cold calls are a method of prospecting in which salespeople telephone or go to see potential customers without appointments. Telemarketing is similar to a cold call, but it always occurs over the telephone. The pre-approach occurs prior to meeting the customer for the first time and extends the qualification of leads procedure described in Step 1. Having done the research, the salesperson establishes goals for meeting with the customer. After the background information has been obtained and the objectives for the meeting are set, the salesperson is ready for a person-to-person meeting. During the first part of the meeting, the salesperson needs to get to know the customer, get his or her attention, and create interest in the presentation. The salesperson gets a feel for where the customer stands in their buying process and their need for the product or service. Then the salesperson presents the features and benefits of their product or service. An integral part of the sales presentation is handling reservations or objections that the buyer might have about the product or service. The business-to-business process must align closely with the selling process. A seller, for instance, shouldn't be trying to close a deal when the buyer is just determining the product specifications. Closing the sale means obtaining a commitment from the customer to make a purchase. This is often the most stressful part of the sales process. Although losing a sale is never pleasant, salespeople must remember that an unsuccessful close on one day may just be a means of laying the groundwork for a successful close at the next meeting. Salespeople must always remember that the sale is just the beginning of a customer relationship. Follow-up involves ensuring that customers are satisfied with their purchases. Salespeople should use the 5 service quality dimensions of reliability, responsiveness, assurance, empathy, and tangibles to solidify the customer relationship. Now check yourself. 1. What are the steps in the personal selling process? Generate and qualify leads, pre-approach, sales presentation, and overcoming reservations, closing the sale, follow-up. 2. How does the selling process impact the business-to-business buying process? It helps the customer become educated about the product or get valuable advice. Salespeople can also simplify the buying process and therefore save the customer time and hassle. Technology and the Internet have had significant impacts on the role of personal selling in recent years. Salespeople have instant access to their customers and their firm through cell phones, PDAs, and the Internet. They can easily access their company's customer database and surf the web for product and competitive information at any time and virtually anywhere. Technology has also made sales training programs more effective, easier, and often less expensive than in the past. And because customers also have better access to information through technological innovations, salespeople have gained time to participate in the more creative and technical aspects of selling. While ethical and legal issues permeate all aspects of marketing, they are particularly important for personal selling. Ethical and legal issues in personal selling can be classified into three broad categories: the sales force and corporate policy, the salesperson and the customer, and the sales manager and the sales force. Sometimes salespeople face a conflict between what they believe represents ethical selling and what their company asks them to do to make a sale. For example, the firm may have a policy to sell goods or services to people who cannot afford them, or to people who should not have them. What happened? Possible answers: salesperson lied to me. Salesperson ignored me. Salesperson sold me something I didn't want or need. Sales management involves the planning, direction, and control of personal selling activities, including recruiting, selecting, training, motivating, compensating, and evaluating, as they apply to the sales force. A company sales force is comprised of people who are employees of the selling company. Independent agents, also known as manufacturers' representatives, are salespeople who sell a manufacturer's products on an extended contract basis, but are not employees of the manufacturer. They are useful for smaller firms or firms expanding into new markets because they can achieve instant sales coverage without having to pay full-time personnel. Although the life of a professional salesperson is highly varied, salespeople generally play three important roles: order getting, order taking, and sales support. An order getter is a salesperson whose primary responsibilities are identifying potential customers and engaging those customers in discussions to attempt to make a sale. An order taker is a salesperson whose primary responsibility is to process routine orders or reorders or rebuys for products. Sales support personnel enhance and help with the overall selling effort. Some salespeople fill a combination of these roles. Are salespeople born, or can they be trained? The answer may be a bit of both. Some people possess certain personality elements that suggest their success, such as personality, optimism, resilience, self-motivation, and empathy, but even they need a lot of training. The personality of the sales force should match the personality of the brand. Sometimes companies use personality tests or have the potential salesperson run a mock sales presentations. All salespeople benefit from training about selling and negotiation techniques, product and service knowledge, technologies used in the selling process, time and territory management, and company policies and procedures. An important goal for any effective sales manager is to get to know his or her salespeople and determine what motivates them to be effective. The bulk of any compensation package is made up of salary, commission, or a combination of the two. Using a commission-only system, however, salespeople have only one objective: make the sale. Non-financial rewards should have high symbolic value. Free trips or days off are also effective rewards. Salespeople's evaluation process must be tied to their reward structure. If salespeople do well, they should receive their just rewards. Evaluation measures are either objective or subjective. Sales, profits, and the number of orders represent examples of objective measures. Subjective measures seek to assess salespeople's behavior, what they do, and how well they do it. Now check yourself. 1. What do sales managers need to do to successfully manage their sales force? They get to know his or her salespeople to determine what motivates them to be effective. Some salespeople prize their freedom and like to be left alone, whereas others want attention and are more productive when they receive accolades for a job well done. Still others are motivated primarily by monetary compensation. Great sales managers determine how best to motivate each of their salespeople according to what is most important to each individual. 2. What is the difference between monetary and non-monetary incentives? Financial rewards have a cash value to them. Non-monetary have more of a symbolic value. A combination of both types of rewards is best. Cold calls are a method of prospecting in which salespeople telephone or go to see potential clients without appointments. A company sales force comprises people who are employees of the selling company. Manufacturers' representatives are salespeople who sell a manufacturer's products on an extended contract basis but are not employees of the manufacturer. An order getter is a salesperson whose primary responsibilities are identifying potential customers and engaging those customers in discussions to attempt to make a sale. An order taker is a salesperson whose primary responsibility is to process routine orders or reorders or rebuys for products. The pre-approach occurs prior to meeting the customer for the first time and extends the qualification of leads procedure. Relationship selling is a sales philosophy and process that emphasizes a commitment to maintaining the relationship over the long term and investing in opportunities that are mutually beneficial to all parties. Telemarketing is a method of prospecting in which salespeople telephone potential customers without appointments. Trade shows are attended by buyers who choose to be exposed to products and services offered by potential suppliers in an industry.